Alright, back to Inferno. Alright, so the last thing I said was Stallman and some technicians were still in the drill head room when the door was closed. I think in Inferno they refer to the door that's being closed, the door being closed as the heat shield. Okay, so Stallman and some technicians were still in there, and then this is kind of weird, kind of funny how it was done. Stallman forces a technician to come in contact with a green substance that was leaking from the drill head. He just takes them and just pushes them against the green substance. Sutton tells the doctor the walls could stand up to an atomic blast. The doctor tells him, compared to the forces that you people have unleashed, an atomic blast would be like a summer breeze. The brigade leader tells them, the technicians and staff have got away. Most of my security guards have gone with them. Sutton says perhaps they're the sensible ones. The brigade leader says there are massive seismic disturbances reported. Throughout the country. Earth tremors reported in the Midlands and as far north as Leeds. Liz Shaw says the authorities ordered an immediate evacuation of the area except for essential personnel. The brigade leader is to assume executive control. Executive control. They believe the emergency will eventually pass over. The doctor says the heat and the pressures will continue to build up until the earth dissolves in a fury of expanding gases, just as it was millions of years ago. The doctor says they've got maybe a few weeks, maybe only a few days. A green, hairy-handed technician appears. The brigade leader shoots the technician several times, but he keeps coming. The doctor sprays the technician with a fire extinguisher, causing him to fall to the floor. The doctor shows the brigade leader and Liz Shaw the TARDIS console. He tells them if he had nuclear power for the console, he could return to the other parallel world. And if he took anyone else with him, it would create a dimensional paradox. Which reminds me of Back to the Future, where Doc was... he mentioned the word paradox. I said creating a time paradox. I think it was talking about when someone goes to another time and they are face to face with themselves from another time, that it would create a time paradox. Okay. So, back to Inferno. The doctor says that if he took anyone else with him, it would create a dimensional paradox. It would shatter the space-time continuum of all universes. That sounds serious. Stallman tells Petra over the intercom to raise the heat shield. The door opens. Out comes Stallman and the technicians. They look like green werewolves. So, that's my description. I look like a werewolf and they got a green face. Alright. They attack Benton. Then Benton transforms into a green werewolf. Alright. The Doctor, Sutton, Liz Shaw, Petra, and the Brigade leader lock themselves in an office room. I think it was the office of the Brigade leader. I think it was his office. They lock themselves in the office room. But they escape the room by spraying a fire extinguisher at the green werewolves, which I believe in the credits, they're not called, in Doctor Who, they are not called, in Inferno, they're not called green werewolves. That's my name for them. They are called Primords. Well, I guess that's a shortening of primordial, because they are, I think the Doctor said previously that it was they were a retrogression. They were devolving into savage creatures. So that's why they're called Primords. But I don't think they were ever called Primords in the episodes. That was just the name that was given to them, the creatures, in the credits. But I'm calling them green werewolves, because that's what they look like. Sutton, although they didn't really act like werewolves. They didn't like bite into people and eat them like werewolves would do. They just attacked people. They didn't bite them. All right, anyway. Okay, so Sutton uses a large coolant hose on them. So like a really big fire extinguisher. Petra attempts to reroute the entire electrical system to boost the nuclear power in order to get power to the TARDIS console. The Doctor shows Sutton the console, but he's not impressed. The Doctor says, "What did you expect? Some kind of space rocket with Batman at the controls?" Sutton connects a cable to the console. Power is returned to the console. The Brigade leader points his gun at the Doctor, demanding that he take them with him. The Doctor says that would create a cosmic disaster. Liz Shaw shoots the Brigade leader. The Doctor uses the console to get back to the original parallel world where he came from. All right. Now, the Brigadier tells Liz Shaw, back in the original parallel world, the Brigadier tells Liz Shaw that the emergency flange on number 2 output pipe has blown. The Doctor tells them They need to reverse all systems. Liz Shaw tells Central Control. Stallman goes to the drill head room because the technicians were trying to leave their post. So he's herding them back in. He's saying, get back to your post, technicians. Into the drill head room, says Stallman. All right. And then Sutton considers pushing all the coolant down the output pipes and drawing up the debris from the bottom of the shaft in the input pipes to reverse the vortex. Liz Shaw says, to reverse the vortex. The doctor tells Stallman to stop the drill and the crew not to penetrate the Earth's crust. Then the doctor starts smashing the equipment. I guess he had a big old wrench. He starts smashing the equipment. But they take the doctor away. Stallman orders all the technicians out of the drill head room and shuts the door. The doctor escapes from the guards outside, climbs up the fuel storage tank area, and meets the green hairy-handed technician. The doctor shoots him with a fire extinguisher, and the technician falls down. Stallman puts... Oh, this is kind of funny. Stallman puts his hairy hand into the green substance that was leaking from the drill head. He puts the green substance on his face. And then he growls. Stallman now looks like a green werewolf. Stallman emerges from the drill head room. He advances on them. The brigadier shoots him, and others use fire extinguishers on him until he falls down. Petra orders the drill to be shut down. The doctor says to Keith, I think you better give orders for that shaft to be filled in straight away. And then Keith agrees. The brigadier says the project has been officially abandoned. Keith says they're dismantling the nuclear reactor. All right, I'm almost done here. That's it. That's the end of Inferno. That's what happened.